Jacks investigate. People who don't get out of the way for emergency vehicles rushing to life or death situations.
Rescuers say it's a growing problem on our roadways, and they're worried distracted drivers could cost lives.
I think next time you're at the red light, look around, and you'll see probably half of the people at the red light are on their smartphone or using their phone or on the phone.
We worked with Jacksonville Fire and Rescue for weeks to track drivers who block fire trucks and ambulances. With more than 120,000 calls a year, Jacksonville's fire department is one of the busiest in the country, and rescuers try to get to every 911 call as quickly as possible. But as News4Jax investigator Vic Michelucci found, more and more people are slowing them down, often because drivers are not paying attention.
Carl Graham is one tough 49-year-old. He's a veteran Jacksonville sheriff's detective and a boxing trainer. But believe it or not, 2 months ago, he was in the fight of his life.
I was here, and I can remember that I was just like this here. I heard the bell.
A heart attack knocked him out. He laid motionless in the ring as his friends in the gym called 911. Rescuers arrived within minutes.
You might not be standing here today if they hadn't gotten to you in time.
There's no doubt. I'd probably be a dead man.
When every second counts.
A minute can mean life or death.
Sergeant 319, Engine 1 Rescue.
Just like Carl, you can count on your local first responders to be there in time, unless people slow them down. Take a look at this. Some drivers just aren't moving out of the way. It's a growing problem, which rescuers say is making their jobs harder.
In my opinion, yes, Vic, it has gotten worse.
For several weeks, we mounted cameras on Jacksonville Fire and Rescue engines and ambulances and had firefighters record bad drivers in the act. Here, 7 cars blow through this intersection in Bay Meadows as Engine 44 is trying to rush to an emergency call. And 6 drivers make firefighters stop and wait this time as they are on their way to a fast-burning 2-alarm fire in Mandarin. Video after video show the same thing happening over and over again. This semi-truck just won't get over, blocking an ambulance on the south side for nearly 20 seconds. And whoever's behind the wheel of this Corvette doesn't seem to have a worry in the world, even though someone else is in trouble. They block JFRD for 15 seconds. These delays can add up and could make emergency services several minutes late.
The fire truck or the ambulance behind them just is not their concern.
Captain Ashley Burkhalter sees it all too often.
And you've got these lights, you've got the sirens, you've got the horns.
Oh, yeah, we make all kind of noise. You can see us. It's a problem that needs to be addressed, especially with the young drivers.
Police have the same problems.
Well, you can be right up on them with your lights and sirens blaring, and they're still just driving. I mean, I don't see how you can't hear or see the flashing. I mean, the lights are flashed for a reason.
Cops are cracking down. Last year in Northeast Florida, state troopers wrote 328 tickets for not yielding or moving over for service vehicles. Jacksonville sheriff's officers issued 65 citations, but still people keep on doing it. It's not always intentional. First responders say the biggest reason why people aren't getting out of the way is because so many drivers are on their smartphones, either talking, texting, or surfing the web. Plus, a lot of people have their music up, just way too loud. And some newer vehicles like this one are built in a way that they are essentially... Besides delaying police and firefighters from getting to life or death situations in time, distracted drivers are putting the public servants themselves at risk. In 2008, a truck driver didn't yield to a fire engine on the south side, causing it to flip over and injuring several firefighters. One had to be airlifted to the hospital.
Can't say you can't hear it, though.
Rescuers today know that this is a danger they face on every call.
Oh, yeah, by far, intersections are our worst enemies.
The risk isn't stopping Jacksonville's finest, but they're begging motorists to slow down, pay attention, and move over.
I'm glad to be alive, glad to be healthy, glad to be happy.
Carl, who's back on the job and in the ring, is so thankful that no one got in the way of firefighters when he needed them most. He hopes people take their message of moving over to heart.
I believe in the grace of God, but now I very much believe in the grace of the Jacksonville Fire Department as well.
So the next time an emergency vehicle comes up behind you with its lights and sirens on, rescuers say, don't panic, calm down. If you can, move over toward the right and then come to a complete stop. The rescuers will try to get around you on the left. If you can't do that, first responders say just stop where you are and they will do their best to get around you and head out to that emergency call. I'm Vic Michelucci, Channel 4, the local station.
Right now, go to news4jax.com where we run through different scenarios when it comes to emergency vehicles and what you should do in each situation. Plus, you can watch the different instances you just saw where local drivers slowed first responders rushing to emergencies. Just look for this story under Top Stories. And coming up tomorrow on the morning show, Randy Wise, president of the Jacksonville Association of Firefighters, joins us to talk about how big of an issue this really is in our area. He'll discuss some of the biggest dangers emergency responders are facing when drivers don't yield. Tune in for that at 7:45 a.m.